Welcome everyone. I'm excited to start our session today. We will be exploring Mega Goal 1.2, focusing on Unit 9, which is all about complaints and complaints grammar. In this presentation, we'll look at how to effectively handle complaints and improve our grammar skills related to this topic. We'll cover key concepts and practical tips to help you communicate more confidently. So, let's get started and make this an engaging and productive learning experience. Now, let's look at the lesson objectives for today. First, we want to focus on understanding how past participles are used as adjectives correctly. We'll explore the key points about their form and usage. Then, we'll practice forming sentences using the phrase need to be correctly. Remember, the goal is to be comfortable with these structures so you can use them naturally in your speaking and writing. Throughout this lesson, we'll connect these concepts to the overall theme of improving your grammatical accuracy. So, pay attention to how these elements work together to make your language more precise and expressive. Now, let's take a closer look at the concept of needs, starting with the singular form. When we use need, we're talking about a specific requirement or necessity. For example, you might say, "The walls need to be repainted," which indicates that repainting is necessary for the walls. Moving on to the plural form, needs. This refers to multiple requirements or necessities. The key point here is that the verb forms change depending on whether you're using the singular or plural. In the present tense, when using the base form, we say need for the singular, as in, the walls need to be repainted, and need for the plural as well, such as the walls need to be repainted in a general sense. Now for the past participle form, needed, which is used with the verb to be in the passive voice. For example, the walls need to be repainted can be rephrased as the walls need to be repainted. When we say P3, we're referring to this passive construction, meaning to be plus past participle. So the overall idea is that need and needs are used to express requirements, and the verb to be helps us form the passive sentences, especially when describing what must be done. Remember, the phrase need to be done is a common way to express that something requires action. Understanding this structure is essential because it helps us communicate clearly about what is necessary, whether we're talking about a single thing or multiple things. This concept ties into the overall theme of expressing needs and requirements effectively in English. So, when something is described as cleaned, it means it has been properly taken care of or made tidy. That's an important step in many processes because it ensures everything is in good condition and ready for the next stage. Now, needs indicates that something requires attention or action. For example, if I say, "The shirt needs to be," I'm pointing out that the shirt has a specific requirement, like washing or mending, that must be addressed. It highlights the importance of identifying what's lacking or what has to be done. Moving on to the specific examples, the shirt needs to be, and here, it's about completing that thought. Whether it needs to be washed, ironed, or repaired, recognizing these needs helps us prioritize tasks efficiently. Similarly, the phone. The key point here is that this device needs to be fixed. It's a reminder that sometimes things break or malfunction, and prompt repair is necessary to restore functionality. Finally, complete ties everything together by emphasizing that once we've addressed these needs, cleaning the shirt, fixing the phone, we can consider the task finished. It underscores the importance of completing each step thoroughly to ensure everything is in its best state. Overall, this slide reinforces the idea that identifying needs and completing tasks are crucial parts of maintaining and managing our belongings and responsibilities effectively. Watered needs. The plant needs to be watered regularly to stay healthy and thrive. Without enough water, it can become stressed and may not grow properly. Next, the light bulb needs to be changed. If the light isn't working, the plant might not get enough light, which is essential for photosynthesis. It's important to complete these tasks to ensure the plant stays in good condition and the environment around it remains optimal. These small maintenance steps are key parts of taking care of plants and maintaining a healthy space. So, looking at this list, what we're really seeing are examples of things that need attention or fixing. For instance, it needs to be repaired. That's a pretty broad statement, but it highlights the importance of maintenance and fixing problems before they get worse. Then, it needs to be sewn, which reminds us that small tears or loose seams can be easily fixed if we catch them early. Next, it needs to be sharpened, a key point for tools like knives, emphasizing that proper maintenance keeps things functioning smoothly. Moving on, the knife doesn't cut, which directly shows the consequence of neglecting sharpening or maintenance. It's a simple reminder that dull tools are ineffective. Then, the pants are torn, an example of damage that needs mending to restore usefulness and appearance. The AC isn't working points to a malfunction that requires professional repair, highlighting the importance of timely intervention to restore comfort. Continuing, it needs to be dry cleaned, which is about maintaining hygiene and appearance, especially for clothing. And finally, the jacket is stained, another example where cleaning or stain removal is necessary to keep clothing looking good. All of these points connect to a bigger theme. Whether it's tools, clothing, or appliances, recognizing issues early and addressing them promptly helps us maintain functionality and appearance, ultimately saving time and resources in the long run. So here we have 4 different ways of saying essentially the same thing, but each one carries a slightly different nuance. First, I hired someone else to paint it for me. This implies that I contracted a professional or a third party to do the job, so I delegated the task. It highlights the act of outsourcing. Next, I painted it by myself. This emphasizes that I personally took on the project without any help. It shows independence and a hands-on approach. Then, I had my house painted. This is a more passive way of saying it. It suggests I arranged for the painting to be done, but it doesn't specify who did it. It's often used in more formal or indirect contexts. And finally, I painted my house. This clearly states that I personally did the work myself, which can convey pride or a sense of accomplishment. The key point here is that, although these sentences are about the same action, they differ in emphasis, whether I did it myself, outsourced it, or arranged for it to be done. Understanding these nuances is important because it can influence how others perceive our involvement and effort in a project. This ties back to our overall theme of how language choice shapes perception and message clarity. Today, I want to share a simple example to illustrate how we use the have plus object plus past participle structure. So I'll say, I had my hair cut yesterday. Notice here, I used had because I am talking about a past event. The my hair part is the object, which is what received the action. And cut is the past participle of the verb cut. This structure is really useful because it allows us to describe actions that we arranged or experienced in the past, often with some help from someone else. It's a common way to talk about services or actions performed by others. By understanding this pattern, you'll be able to describe past events more clearly and naturally. Remember, have can change depending on the tense, but the object stays the same, and the verb is always in the past participle form. So on this slide, we're looking at how to talk about future plans when someone else is going to do something for us. The key phrase here is someone else will paint the house, which is expressed using the structure have or get plus the object, then the verb in past participle form. For example, I can say, I will have my house painted tomorrow, or I will get my house painted tomorrow. The idea is that I'm not doing the painting myself. Instead, I'm arranging for someone else to do it. The structure is quite straightforward. Use have or get, followed by the object in this case, my house, and then the verb in the past participle, which is painted. This is called a causative verb, and it's very useful because it allows us to talk about actions performed by others on our behalf. Remember, when we want to emphasize that we are causing or arranging for something to happen, this is the structure to use. So, in summary, this form helps us communicate future plans involving other people doing something for us, and it's a common way to express arrangements or plans in English. Now let's look at how different tenses with causative constructions work. In the present simple tense, if I say, he repairs the car, it can be expressed more naturally as he has the car repaired. This means he arranges for someone else to do the repair. Similarly, in the present continuous tense, he is repairing the car can be rephrased as he is having the car repaired. Again, this emphasizes that he's coordinating or causing the repair to happen, not doing it himself. Moving to the past simple tense, if I say, he repaired the car, the causative form becomes, he had the car repaired. This indicates that in the past, he organized or caused the repair to be carried out by someone else. The key takeaway here is that these causative structures, whether in present or past tense, are useful for showing that someone arranges for another person to do an action. They help us express responsibility or delegation clearly. Understanding this will enhance your ability to describe actions involving third parties across different times and contexts. So, as you can see here, I'm planning to have these issues addressed. For example, I'm going to have them replaced, whether it's broken tiles or other damaged parts. I'll also have things filled in where needed, like holes in the wall. It's important to notice that some things, like the stained mirror or the dripping faucet, need cleaning or replacement to restore their proper function and appearance. These repairs are part of maintaining the space and ensuring everything is in good condition. And of course, addressing these issues promptly helps prevent further damage down the line. The mention of Mars at the end ties into the overall theme of planning and renewal. Just like preparing a space, we're planning for improvements and future readiness. So, in this part of the project, she's planning to have the living room decorated. This is an exciting step because the living room is often the heart of the home, where family and friends gather. It's important that it feels welcoming and reflects her personal style. At the same time, the living room itself needs some attention and decoration to really bring the space to life. Moving on, she's also going to have the kitchen cleaned. The kitchen is another crucial area. It's where daily activity happens and where cleanliness really matters for health and safety. Cleaning the kitchen not only makes it more inviting, but also more functional for everyday use. Overall, these tasks show her focus on creating a comfortable, attractive home environment. Proper decoration and cleanliness are key components in making a house feel like a true home. These steps align with the broader theme of improving and personalizing her living space, making it a place she loves to be. Now let's talk about transitive verbs and how they function as adjectives in the past participle form. When a past participle acts as an adjective, it is usually placed before a noun. This is a common way to add descriptive detail to a sentence. For example, you might say a broken window or a cooked meal. These past participles describe the state of the noun. It's important to remember that only transitive verbs, those that take an object, can be used as adjectives in this way. So, verbs that describe a state of being like be, or verbs that aren't used with objects, such as smile, cannot be used as past participle adjectives. For instance, you wouldn't say smiled person or been person. The key takeaway here is that past participles are useful as adjectives only when they come from transitive verbs and are used to describe a noun's condition or state resulting from an action. This connection helps us understand how to make our descriptions more precise and vivid in our writing and speaking. Now, let's look at some common issues that can happen to materials and how we handle them. When a surface is fixed asterisk, it means we've taken steps to repair or stabilize it. Sometimes, surfaces are cleaned to remove dirt and grime, which is essential for either restoration or maintenance. Painted surfaces might need touch-ups or a fresh coat to restore their appearance. Repaired areas are those we've addressed to restore functionality or aesthetics, especially if there's been damage. Speaking of damage, you might see things like torn or stained materials. These are clear signs that some intervention is needed. Scratched surfaces often require polishing or refinishing, while damaged areas might need more extensive repair work. In some cases, Fabrics or materials are sewn back together, especially if they've been ripped or torn. When things are too broken to repair easily, they are simply broken, and that often prompts a decision to restore, replace, or preserve what remains. All of these issues highlight the importance of regular maintenance and prompt intervention to preserve the integrity and appearance of our materials, tying back into our overall theme of preservation and quality control. So, as we've seen throughout this presentation, many of our systems have to be fixed or repaired at some point. Things have been fixed before, and sometimes they've said that repairs are needed, especially when a component is falling or failing. It's important to note that some equipment is still to be repaired or put in place after maintenance. We've had instances where devices had to be recharged, which is a crucial step to ensure proper functioning. You might be wondering why some machines don't start even after repairs. They may have had previous issues or need additional attention. We've also had cases where equipment has had to be maintained repeatedly, highlighting the importance of regular checkups. Overall, the key takeaway is that maintenance and timely repairs are essential to keep everything running smoothly. Addressing these issues proactively helps prevent bigger problems down the line and ensures reliability in our operations.